All right, let's talk about it. If you were watching the markets at all in 2025, you saw something absolutely historic happen with gold and silver. I mean, a rally that just took everyone's breath away. But after a year like that, the real question is, what now? Was that the big finale, or was it just the opening act? Today, we're going to break down the huge debate raging between the experts about what comes next.
First things first, we've got to appreciate the sheer scale of what went down. The numbers from 2025 aren't just big, they are absolutely staggering. And they're the reason this whole 2026 debate is even happening.
So, get this. Gold prices didn't just climb, they exploded. We're talking a 70% surge in 2025 alone. To give you some context, that was its best year in over 40 years, all the way back to 1979. Just a phenomenal run.
And if you thought that was wild, just look at silver. Its performance was even crazier. It rocketed up by a massive 140% in that same year. It more than doubled in value. What a ride for anyone who bet on the white metal.
And look, this wasn't just some flash-in-the-pan spike. The really important thing to understand here is how relentless the climb was. Gold didn't just have a good week or a good month. It just kept pushing and pushing, hitting its 50th record high for the year. That tells you there was some serious, sustained power behind this move.
So that brings us right to the heart of it. After a year that just completely shattered all the records and all the expectations, the financial world is now split right down the middle. Was 2025 a total fluke, a bubble about to pop, or is this the new reality for precious metals?
You see, this incredible rally has created two totally different stories for 2026. You've got one side, the bulls, who are convinced the party is just getting started. And then you have the other side, a much more cautious group, telling everyone to maybe tap the brakes a little.
And just look at how far apart they are. It's wild. The bulls are calling for gold to possibly break $5,000 an ounce and for silver to hit that magic $100 mark. The cautious view? Well, they're looking at much smaller returns, maybe 10–15%. They're basically saying the huge gains are already in the rearview mirror. The gap between these two predictions is just massive.
Here's what that optimism sounds like in the real world. This is from Sharendra Mehta. He's not just bullish. He's suggesting that even $100 for silver might be selling it short. This camp truly believes the forces driving this are so powerful that prices have a lot more room to run.
But then, boom, you get the complete opposite take. Kunal Shah is basically saying, hey, let's get real here. After a once-in-a-generation year, expecting another 50 or 75% jump is, as he puts it, very difficult. So you can see this deep fundamental disagreement on whether this momentum can actually last.
Okay, so to understand how two sides can look at the same situation and come to such different conclusions, we have to look under the hood. What was actually causing this massive rally in the first place?
For gold, the story is a classic, but with a few modern twists. You've got this widespread fear of a monetary crisis, which isn't exactly helped by central banks printing just incredible amounts of money. Geopolitical tensions are running high, and you're even seeing new kinds of buyers, like crypto companies, getting into physical gold. It's the classic safe haven play.
And this idea of monetary debasement is absolutely central to the bull argument. The logic is pretty simple, right? The more dollars or euros a government prints, the less each one of them is worth. So in that kind of world, a real hard asset like gold, something you can't just print more of, starts to look really, really good.
Now, silver's story, it's a bit different, and this is where it gets really interesting. Yeah, it's got that same hard asset appeal as gold, but it's also a super important industrial metal. Demand is just soaring for things like solar panels and all the new AI data centers. And this is all happening at a time when there's already a big supply shortage. We're talking about a deficit of around 100 million ounces a year.
And this number right here just shows you the scale of the physical demand. Just one country, India, was expected to import over 7,000 tons of silver in 2025. People aren't just trading paper contracts anymore. They want the real physical metal in their hands, and that is putting a massive squeeze on supply.
So all of this leads right to the investor's dilemma. You're basically stuck between two very convincing, very logical, but completely opposite stories about what's going to happen next.
Let's just lay it all out, side by side. The bulls are saying the fundamental reasons are stronger than ever. Industrial demand is soaring, people are scared about currencies, and there's just not enough supply. They think new tech like AI is creating a permanent new level of demand. But the cautious camp, they're saying, whoa, a rally that big and that fast just isn't sustainable. They believe a sharp pullback isn't just possible, it's practically guaranteed. And they're warning people not to jump in with big money at these all-time highs.
So, as we all look ahead to 2026, this is the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it? Are gold and silver the ultimate safe haven in a world that feels increasingly uncertain? Or are we just looking at the next giant bubble that's getting ready to pop? The answer to that question could very well define the biggest financial story of the year.